Yes.
It's so good to be here and be together, and whatever small gathering has a power in our hearts and in the world. And today we are here to remember our children, the children of every nation. For any child is worth of our loving, our care, and our fight. Be them in Sudan, in Brazil, in Israel, or Palestine, they are all precious, precious beings who must be protected, deeply cared, lifted up, warmed. They all have to have shelter and food and school, joy, play, laughter. They all must live a life of blessings, a life where they are fully loved, every single child. And I remember Manuel. Manuel was a 6-year-old boy living in the outskirts of São Paulo, Brazil. He was a child of a family of 6 children, very poor family. The father was a carpenter and the mother was struggling with her mental health. They were members of my church and I was their pastor. They lived in a tiny 1-bedroom house, just one room. The parents slept on top of the bed with 2 kids and the other 4 slept under the bed. They cooked their food with woods on the dirty floor, and their bathroom was that dead creek down the road. One day, after the rain, the roof of the house fell and they were exposed to the weather. Thank goodness no one died. But I remember Manuel coming to church with his father and his siblings, telling us what happened, and Manuel was crying when he was telling me, "Pastor, my house died." I remember Manuel crying. But our tiny, very poor church, we got all of the money we had. We collected more, and everybody went to Manuel's house to build his roof again.
Yes.
After it was done, the poor house looked like a little bit of a better place. And Manuel was crying again, this time of happiness, saying, "Pastor, my house is alive again."
Yeah.
Manuel has been in my heart ever since. Manuel is in me every time I see a homeless child, every time I see a child begging for food, every time I see a child without a home, with a life violated. Manuel is the name of all the children who are suffering in the world. And how come can we be a country with 11.4 million kids like Manuel, living in poverty? And here in New York, 1 in 5 children living in poverty. Capitalism, wars, fascism, climate change, violences of all kinds are destroying our children. Yes, our children. They are kids of every color, red, black, brown, yellow, and white. They're immigrant children, suffering immensely right now in this country. They cannot be put in cages. They cannot go hungry. They cannot go away from their parents. They cannot. They have to be loved and cared and protected. But let me also remind us of other kinds of children or babies, which are the baby animals. The vertebrate ones, the mammals, the birds, the reptiles, amphibians, and fish, and the invertebrate ones, the little butterflies and moths and bees and wasps, ants, spiders, flies, slugs, snails, grasshoppers, crickets. There are also little babies too. But them with our human children, they are all extremely vulnerable in our world. Suffering from extractivism, trafficking, animal industries, destructions of habitat, private jails, overfishing, plastic, pesticides, lack of food, global warming, all signs of climate change and poverty everywhere. But we are called to care for all of them, all of the baby flowers, the baby trees, the baby animals, and the baby human beings. They need our love. They need our care. And we can start where we live, in our bioregion, looking for all of the children, human and more than human, and care for them. So many of our children now are living in trailers and cars on the streets. So many are under food insecurity. So many of our children are under sexual assault and all forms of abuse. It is on us to raise their voices, to be their voices, to fight for them, to be with them, and not allow that to happen to them. And today, we want us to hear their cry, because I want to keep hearing Manuel's cry, because if I am able to hear Manuel's cries time and again, that will change me, and that will affect me. And if I see all of them as my children, as our children, something will have to happen. Can we hear them?
Yes.
Amen.
Amen.
Everybody got the right. Everybody got the right. Everybody got the right. Everybody's got the right to